Okay, I really, really, really need a lot of people's help, and I mean, I'm so pissed that Democrats came in to to I mean, how the fuck did this happen? Right now, I currently live in Indiana. I move every 2 or 3 years, and I'm so fucking blown away. How the fuck did this happen? What have I said since almost the beginning of this YouTube channel? Americans are stupid as shit. You fucking Democrats or fucking flippers are stupid as shit. How the fuck did a primarily red state, Indiana, lose 5 fucking offices to Democrats when these offices were held by Republicans for a majority of their time that they've existed? How the fuck did we lose 5 Republican seats to Democrats? Now, of course, the Democrats that won are like, well, see, we need equal representation because Indiana has been a Republican state for the majority of the time and for the majority of the last 3 decades. Well, we know what your fucking plan is: gun control, taking away freedom of speech. If I misidentify someone, if I look at a person that looks exactly like a girl and I say, hey lady, what's up? And they're like, I identify as a dude. And they look exactly like a girl, not even a tranny. They're just one of those mentally ill people that are so fucking popular right now that I identify as the opposite of what I really am. You can go to jail. So they want to take away your guns, your freedom of speech. Misidentifying people is now a crime. It's a crime in parts of California, not the whole state, but parts of California. California is a liberal hellhole. It's on fire right now. I'm telling you, these fires are intentional. Some people out there are trying to just wipe out California, but the firefighters and ambulances and policemen get in their fucking way. Let California fucking burn. It deserves to burn. It's a piece of shit. The people there are pieces of shit. A majority of them are trash. STD, AIDS, HIV, everything you can think of, small brain shit. How the fuck is it that Virginia lost some Republican offices to Democrats? How is it that Kentucky lost their governor is a freaking Democrat now? How the fuck did that happen? And a southern state such as Kentucky with how the fuck did that happen? And Indiana, how the fuck did that happen? A lot of people are calling foul, saying that they got foreign interference. You know, that's popular. They're saying that they cheated somehow. They suppressed the Republican votes. Things of that sort. It could be true. It could be true. But I've noticed something in America. A lot of people are flipping from Democrat to Republican more than people are flipping. No, not Democrat to Republican. I'm stupid. I'm just really like pissed. They're flipping from Republican to Democrat. There we go. Flipping from Republican to Democrat. And we're not getting many people flip from Democrat to Republican. You're getting probably for every 10 people that flip from Republican to Democrat, you're getting one person flipping from Democrat to Republican. And here's the thing, is that a lot of these people don't know. They don't know. Look up Baltimore, Maryland. When Donald Trump said it's rat and crime infested and just dirty and nasty, and they're like, oh, he's a racist because mostly black people. There are white people that live in Maryland, Baltimore, and there are Mexican people. No, are they the majority? They're absolutely not the majority. Absolutely not. But it is rat infested. The news did not show that. They only showed the clean parts of Baltimore, Maryland when they reported it on the news. They didn't show the dirty part, the downtown part. Disgusting. It is. That's why people on YouTube will usually be more honest with you than any of the news stations ever will, any of the news websites ever will. The news is unreliable. It's biased as shit. Channel 8 and Channel 13 in Indianapolis, Indiana are biased as shit. The news channels in Plainfield, Indiana are biased as shit. The news channels in Avon and also Carmel are biased as shit. They like to play that they're not biased, but you can always tell by how they shit talk the president every fucking day. And I get onto their Facebook and I fucking shit talk them. Is Donald Trump the perfect president? Hell the fuck no. And I will tell you the one reason why. the one reason why Donald Trump is not the fucking perfect president is because his ban on bump stocks, and he's trying to work with Mike Pence. They're trying to learn about weapons attachments such as pistol braces and suppressors, and they're trying to ban those as well. How can a guy? I love Donald Trump. I love him, but this one thing, well, actually, these multiple things really pissed me off. I'm the most pro Second Amendment person ever. I'm the most pro Second Amendment person ever. Then why the fuck, one, did you ban bump stocks? And two, why are you thinking about banning pistol braces and suppressors? You have no right to fucking tell me what I can and cannot put on my gun. If I want to put some tear gas on my fucking gun, I can do it, as long as I'm not throwing it or using it out in like public gatherings to attack other people that do not deserve it. I can put whatever the fuck I want on it. It's not gonna hurt anyone to have it just dangling from my fucking gun, not being touched, not being shot, not being thrown, not being used. If I want to put a fucking dildo on the side of my goddamn gun, I am allowed to. Who are you to fucking tell me that I can't do that, Donald? So there you go. The Democrats are probably going to be happy. Oh, yeah, he shit talk the president. That's the only time I'm going to shit talk Donald, is because you can't be the most pro Second Amendment person, and he thinks that the Second Amendment, and you can tell what he thinks about it. He thinks that it's about duck hunting and just shooting for sport at targets at ranges on your property, in self-defense, which that is not what it's about. The Second Amendment was not written for any of those things. Well, it was written sort of for self-defense, but no, the Second Amendment was written to give the citizens power, leverage over the government. That's why it was written. If our government's corrupt, which it is, the Democrats are absolutely corrupt, we legally can shoot them up and kill them and line their bodies on fucking Washington Street, in Washington Main Street. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's for duck hunting and sport, and no, it's not. It's not. People were hunting before the Second Amendment was written. People were shooting at trees and targets in old-fashioned colonial America before the Second Amendment was written. It didn't have to be written to give you the right. All King George had to do was say, oh yeah, you're allowed to do this. And then, yeah, he had it written, I believe, what was it, the Articles of Confederation or Articles of Federation? It's been a while since I've researched that way far back with the Articles pre-Constitution. No, people were doing that pre-Constitution. It was a way of life. You had to hunt. You had to defend yourself. Constitution comes by as a result of the tyrannical government when England became tyrannical and said, hey, you know what, fend for your effing self. And then that's when the war broke out. They tried to take the guns. They tried to disarm citizens. And look what happened. Boom. Big-ass war. Citizens took over. Now we're falling back. America in 2019 is falling back to colonial English. It's like, I just vote Republican. Save America. You don't want fucking Bernie Sanders in office. He's a piece of shit old man. His voice is really stupid. He's really dumb. His hair looks retarded. He's a liar. Yeah, he's a fucking liar. Fucking socialist. Posing as a Democrat. Most of them are. He's working with Pelosi and Adam Schiff, for Christ's sake. And Oskio Kor, whatever, Beaner girl. Hey, stupid beer. I love Mexicans. I cannot fucking stand that bitch. And he's working with Rashida Tlaib, the Muslim idiot. It looks like fucking Jabba the Hutt melting. And Ilhan Omar. Yeah, he's working with all them pieces of shit. So what does that tell you about Bernie Sanders? And one, he's a millionaire acting like he cares about the poor people. You know what that sounds like? That sounds exactly like Barack Obama, who said that he was going to help the black people. It didn't help them at all, only hurt them more. How is it that a fucking millionaire named Bernie, his name is retarded as shit too. And you know what? His initials are BS for bullshit, Bernie Sanders, because that's what he's full of. Anyway, we've got to take this. And I'm not going to say all Republicans are good. No, they're not. Not all Republicans are good. You got to find the ones that will defend the Constitution, your Second Amendment right, your First Amendment right, and your right to privacy. You got to find that. And now there are a lot of politicians today are very muddy. They say, "Oh, I support the Second Amendment. Oh, I support freedom of speech. Oh, I support this." And the second they get in, they flip and red coat on you. They turn on you, and they do the opposite of what they said they would do. That's what's going to happen. And you know what? That happens a lot. That happens every day. And it's happening with the Democrats right now. They're posing as heroes, and they're villains. They're villainous as shit. But Yes, it's gonna come to a second civil war to clear these fucking people out. It's gonna happen. So get all the guns that they're thinking about banning, get all the attachments they're thinking about banning, and just prepare, stock up on ammo, prepare for war, clean them out, make sure they're cleaned professionally, and test them and everything. Use your old weapons that aren't really that valuable to a war. Well, all weapons are valuable to war, but like the ones that are just train with them and keep your new and modern ones really safe. Because the war is coming. And the wall is here.